Right, it's been a while since my last video. I think it was on Thursday, where basically I was like, it's inevitable. We're gonna break out, go to $60 is on deck. I think we pretty much hit 60. By hitting 59, you hit 60. Don't know what happens next. We could have some sideways. We could go higher, break out of 60. We could go back down. If we go back down, what a massive buy it is at 54.5. It could obviously undershoot. That depends on gold. Also, gold has been lagging, which let's just add this in case it does undershoot. Um, but it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I always thought when we took this out here, when we went, straight past the old high of the 80s, 2011, when it was 49, pretty much didn't even hit 50. Once we took that out on a daily close, and then we closed above 50, like this is different already. Plus gold, right? What had gold done all of this year? It doubled, which is supposed to be impossible almost, unless you're looking at some exotic currency like the Turkish lira or something fundamentally screwed forever, and the dollar is too. But once you've gone from 2,000 to 4,400, which is more than a double, if that same year silver starts to close above its all-time high, then maybe it's going to follow. And I think that's what's going to happen. Now this year, you're going to have silver, copper, platinum, palladium, the other metals outperform gold on the way up or on the way down. I think overall, not every day, and I think we go up. I think gold goes to 5,000. I think gold this year is almost finished. We'll probably go test 4,400, which means we take it out. And then next year, 5,000, 6,000, 6,000 is probably, I mean, if we double again, which we won't, but that would take us to 9,000. So I think 6,000 is okay. It's reasonable. It calms down a little bit, even though fundamentally there's no reason to stop what we're doing. Inflation always just gets more and more parabolic. So I think it's not exaggerating to assume gold goes to 6,000 or maybe even a bit higher next year. Who cares? We go up, we go to new highs. Silver, though, will start to outperform. I think it might lead the pack, and I think this is the beginning of it. And I think we end up around, I don't know, who cares? 70, 80, more than 70. I think we're going to be in the mid 60s by the end of this year. And then next year, yeah, 70, 80, 90. I don't know if we hit 100, it might just sell off before 100, but probably almost a double from here, which is crazy stuff. So the dips get bought. Now, Friday was absolutely incredible. I think it was like 4% day. We carried on, no surprise on Monday since it was a close at high day on Friday. And I think Friday was like a half, not a half day, but it closed early. So we would have gone higher had the day continued. So Monday we carry on from where we left off. Up it goes. Yesterday, Tuesday, even better candle. We have that little hammer, close a high of day. Today, very, very early morning here in, well, not that early, but it's Europe, morning. So nothing can be too credible right now. I still think we go high, even though we're a bit weak here. Maybe we touch 60 finally, which is actually what I was assuming last week. We go touch 60, so that'd be nice. The miners are underperforming. So either the miners are forecasting what's going to happen to silver, or the miners are going to catch up. So either silver drops and the miners probably outperform on the drop. I actually think the miners might outperform if we drop, which I would welcome. I prefer when the miners outperform the metal because I'm in the miners. Otherwise, the miners have some catching up to do. Now we'll take a look at all the portfolio and the ETFs. But before that, just a quick look at gold. So gold is lagging, which is kind of what I expected. Also, last week I thought we would take this out. That was a nice Friday candle. We continued on Monday. We tested the next level, which is the next horizontal. That's the last line in the sand before the all-time high. And then we retested, touched the descending breakout. Now it's sideways. Basically up, down, sideways, up. I still think that's what's going to happen. Obviously, anything can happen. I can be wrong, blah, blah, blah. But I still think I'm going to be right. So sideways, up is what I'm forecasting. And whilst that happens, silver kind of does the same but outperforms, if that makes sense. Let's check out the miners. So GDX is basically a gold miner, senior miners. I think it's outperforming gold. So that's cool. That's where the miners are outperforming, I would say. Although, again, Monday and Tuesday, weaker than gold, but relatively speaking, still overall outperforming. So this is okay. We almost touched the 52-week high. Gold's far from that. not that far, but still further away. Retested, local breakout, sideways up, and new highs. That would be wonderful, right? Closing the new highs on the GDX. GDXJ, same thing. Didn't even get to retest its local level of support, which was resistance. So that's cool. So the gold miners are outperforming gold. Just Monday and Tuesday haven't been that wonderful. Silver, SIL, obviously should be strong because silver's broken out, but you'd expect the silver miners to be above, to make new 52-week highs, right? To match, to outperform silver. They should be way higher. They should be 85 or something. Fine, they're not. Maybe they don't believe the breakout. Well, it's in front of them. They should. And the margins on these miners, like Q4 is going to be beautiful. Even if we dip and go back down to 50 on silver, like it's great. I think it's an opportunity. I think you just don't overthink it. You just buy the miners. And I haven't done any trades in days. But if I was to do it, it's because I'm so heavily in. I don't want to sell because I think we're going high, but I don't want to buy here, break out because if we go down, I need the cash on the sidelines to psychologically feel good and eventually dip buy. But I'm just holding. I think we go higher, and I don't want to overthink it. I think the silver miners should be way higher, especially some more than others. I'll go through that. SILJ, just a better version, which makes sense. Closed at high of day, bit like silver, basically copying silver, but it should be here. The candle should be here or even higher, but it's down there, so there's underperformance. You could even do SILJ versus silver, but you don't need to. You can see it and feel it, but there you go, you know. We've underperformed. We should be going top right, not bottom right. But still, silver miners have been green overall. Let's look at the portfolio. I start off with Newmont, the gold miners. Now, this one is okay. It's following the candles sort of follow gold overall. It's near all-time highs. I think eventually we go to all-time highs next year. Maybe by the end of this year, you're at 100. That's possible. You need gold to. Doesn't matter. Q1, early next year, we're at 100 and we're going higher. Wonderful. You know, wonderful. That's Newmont. That's what it should do. It should be printing money. So that's fine. That's kind of in line as expected. No change in long-term thesis. Barrick Gold has been outperforming. It touched exactly where I thought it would go, which is the resistance here. You can see the support, 1, 2, 3, 4, resistance 1, 2, and we were outperforming. So I thought we would take out 40 and go higher, which is exactly what we did, like exactly what we did. And now, yeah, I thought between 43 and 42. And now let's see, it's still following gold, right? On sort of daily basis. So if gold goes down, it'll probably go down. Who knows? Maybe this becomes your, 39 just below 40 and then curls and goes back up. I still think overall, right? The thesis is we go higher everywhere. Gold, silver, miners. I think 50 is on deck early 2026. That's asking way too much to do that this month. Even if gold goes higher, I think it's going to underperform because it just should be a bit tired. But I think 50 is very, very reasonable. And then middle of next year, maybe before, let's be honest, if we're starting to run towards 5,000, I think Barrick's going to be at 56. And finally, you're going to have Barrick at all-time highs, right? That is all-time highs. Yeah. I remember looking at Newmont thinking, Jesus, that has a long way to go. Where was it? Yeah, it was here, right? The sort of 50s. I thought, geez, how are you going to get all the way up to 8? And we just did. And we did fast. Just did, when you're watching the chart every day, because in a bull market, you just log in and watching everything every day. In a bear market, you turn around and you switch it off and you come back when it's bullish. But every day, before you know it, especially with these little candles, like, oh my God, before you know, you're all the way up there. And it's going to happen again. I'm going to go to 100. I'm going to keep going. So yeah, Barrick will do the same. Barrick will just end up in the 60s next year. That's what I think. And so far, it's been wonderful. Look at that. In a couple of weeks, it's just gone from 20 to like 100%. A Kaneko Eagle did it ages ago. Now it's just following gold. If gold goes higher, a Kaneko goes higher. But actually, a Kaneko is, I think it's even cheaper now on a relative basis to the price of gold. Very, very persuasive argument by Adrian Day. And I just know this thing is a buy whenever it drops, really, because if gold's going to stay where it is, roughly, or go higher, this is a massive buy. So But again, I haven't done any trades, so I expect this to just go sideways up, just like gold in the miners. Probably the best gold miner out there. I don't know. Pan America has, I remember here before we made that high in silver at 54.5. This, I was a bit disappointed. Obviously, it was going up with the silver price, but I expected it to hit its all-time high of 44.5. But after this clean out here, which I was massively buying the drop, especially in Pan America, even though it was my heaviest holding throughout this, and now especially, now it's just started to outperform. You could see it before. It was just going way high before even silver. And then here, I don't even think there was good news, was there? It looks like it, but just wonderful. Broke out to new 52-week highs, retest. If gold or silver go down a little bit, then obviously it will fill the gap or even go lower. This will be a buy the dip, but I'm so heavy it would be stupid risk management to add more, even though I think it's a very stable senior best of the best silver miner. I don't need to. But I shouldn't really be adding to anything. Um, I should just be holding for a while, leaving a huge range. No trades on deck. Wheaton, royalty, bit like a Agnico. This one long term just keeps going top right. And here you can see it's strong, probably matching GDX, stronger than some of the other senior miners like Newmont a little bit. Made a new high here. This, no worries. I think it'll just keep going up. I mean, the royalty business with the miners printing money, there's no risk here. So Wheaton just will keep going up. Plus, massive exposure to silver, so it probably deserves higher. Franco Nevada underperforming Wheaton, but otherwise for me classified as the same thing. Should encounter more resistance, quite a lot until it gets to its 52-week high, 10%, maybe more, but still, I think this goes to 250 next year or higher. It's just a hold, not buying, not selling, just hold. Metalla doing better. I think Tether bought some of that. This is really good actually. This is like 1.5 days away from 52-week highs. I remember this period here where it was pathetically weak, and what a difference a couple of months make. Jesus, I could have just retired on this one stock if I put everything in. But anyway, there are a few of those. This looks strong since what I think about gold and silver is that it keeps going up along with the miners. I see this going up after taking out this 775 high straight to 850. And then next year we start to go to the double digits, the sort of 1050 to 11. Next is 1350. And then just look at that. Just, it doesn't get better than that, really. I got some stocks who've got the same sort of chart and are higher, but still, it's just ideal. Okay, I am gold. Another wonderful one. So this was very, very strong. This I am gold and Equinox for me are sort of copy pastes of one another, mid tiers, very strong, made new highs before GDX and the seniors. Why? Because they had good news. So obviously they're going to go up. I always say those that have had good news but go down because the sector, like here, this was good news right here. Remember that. And then down it went because the sector, ugly candle, but it's the one that will go up as soon as there's a bounce, any excuse to go up, and you can see that. Now it's perfect, broke out on that wonderful little last week there, retested. If it goes down further because of the sector, it can only go down further because of the sector, I would say. What a buy, because it will just look for any excuse to go back up. And basically, I think it's going to 17 bucks. There's your next level, right? This year, probably. And then next year, this 23 thing should be done quite quickly, probably Q1. And then you got another one which went all the way down and goes all the way back up. And to be honest, if you hit this 23.50, 23.24 zone, you probably go sideways, down a little bit, and then new highs. See you at 30 bucks end of 2026. Wow, that sounds arrogant, but that is honestly possible. Equinox, same, right? These two are the same right now. They both had good news, both mid-tier, big, gonna become big producers, I think. Broke out, retest. This one might be a bit stronger than I am gold by a couple of percentage points, but otherwise up we go. This already made a new all-time high. So where do we go next? I don't know, 15, 20, maybe 15 this year. Yeah, that's not asking too much. And then 20 next year, probably quite fast, actually. when you break out to new all-time highs, it doesn't take much to sort of go higher. B2 Gold is the only one because I wanted to sell Fortuna and I did, and I probably regret that. But I put the proceeds in the other silver miners, so I don't know, maybe I outperformed. But B2 Gold is probably the only stock I hold that I am not happy with. Yeah, which is pretty good. And I mean, obviously it's going up, right? But still, I'm looking for the best, and I think I do hold the best miners. I'm not looking at the. I know there are some other ones which I classify as juniors. They might not be juniors, but out of the big ones, there are some royalties, Royal Gold or Cisco, whatever it's called, Gold Fields, Silver Standard, Anglo Gold. But out of the, I mean, anyway, this is the only one that I don't really like, jurisdiction, etc., etc. And I wanted to get rid of it here at 480, but honestly, if we make new highs in gold, we're going to go beyond that, which is what I think we're going to do. We're going to at least test. We might not actually, but I think I can get more out of it. I'm not in a rush to trade any miners. Like I said, I want to hold more, trade less. Don't need to buy much anymore because I'm very heavy. Don't want to sell because I think I overtraded this year a bit. I mean, I understand why I did it. It wasn't obvious at the time that we're going to keep going up. Some of the sales were good because I rebought. Generally, I think I probably made more money, but it's a lot of effort. And I just feel like leaving it. Also for tax purposes, it's easier if I just leave it. You end up paying zero if you don't touch it for 6 months. So there's several reasons I want to trade less. But this one I want to dump, and I think I can get higher. I think if we break out of here, we're going to go way beyond 480. So I might start selling it like between 5 and if we can get there, 530. Sell, 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 sell. Close position and then reinvest on a drop in the miners because obviously I'm selling when I think the miners are going to drop or when B2 Gold's going to drop and spread the proceeds amongst the others. So, and also you can see it's not outperformed. Obviously, it's got a lot of resistance on the way up. Clear levels there. Otherwise, okay, nice bounce, especially for a gold stock. Harmony, this one I like again. So I bought it here and there. Don't know what my average is. I could probably find out. 1384. Geez, that's pretty good. Yeah, and it's a wild one. So broke out all the way up. This was amazing. I should have sold. Didn't. This one I really left. See, that one I should have sold more. I did buy the drop here. I remember. Basically, I'm going to leave it. It's outperforming, I would say, the other gold stocks because it's made a new high. It took out its local high here, which not many have done. And I don't think it takes much for it to go all the way up here. And if gold goes up, I think we go beyond 22, and therefore next year I see in the mid 20s, 30s maybe it's a beast, and it's just a buy and hold for now. So I'm just holding, no trades in sight. Aris mining, before I forget, this one's done very well for a very long time. Periods where it outperformed, underperformed, underperformed, and then here recently outperformed. Wonderful close there. Yesterday, Tuesday, close at high of day. This is despite gold being a bit reddish, right? GDX being red. So it looks like it wants to carry on. It's a weird looking chart. Well, so far it's ideal looking chart, but then when you look at the past, I don't know really what happens after this 14. So once we close above this recent high of whatever it is, 1460 or something, I don't really know what happens here. I don't know what to say. This like lack of liquidity. Well, in the past there was, it was going bankrupt before, so maybe it just runs quickly, or maybe it just acts as it's been acting so far, which is a little bit disciplined. I mean, it's not it's not chaotic. Maybe for the shorts it is, but I mean, you're not getting plus 50% days. And I'm just holding it's worth way more than it's ever been worth for me, like 30% more than the maximum, just because I added the drop a little bit, but that didn't change. I just haven't sold as it's gone up. And obviously, as it goes up, the value goes up a lot. I'm just going to hold this. If it has a crazy blow off, what I think is a blow off move, I'll start doing my old school trims just to guarantee profit in case it drops. I never regret it, but it's fun to just look at this every couple of days. It's just, God, it must be horrible being short. SBSW, another one who's got a perfect chart waiting for it, made a new high, right? This is not a silver stock. This is a what I call a multi-metal, platinum, palladium, gold, silver, rhodium. I don't even know what it does, but I like the chart. I know it's not just pure gold, and I think because I think silver, copper, platinum, palladium, the other kind of metals are going to outperform gold. I think these types of stocks are going to do very well. They've already done very well. I've held it since the drop down here. I was trading this, what I thought was a huge range, but now it's the bottom. Um, Now it's worth a lot as I sell a lot less than the value it increases in. And yeah, I think once we take out this recent high, because it took out this important $13 zone, right? We dropped from 13 to 10 under 10, and we're back up and made a new high. I think we just go up. Next up, 1430, 1450. And then after that, really, you're going towards 1820, basically $20 next year, which is another sort of 40% from where it is now. And then it becomes this huge monster if I don't over trim it. So very happy with that. All right, First Majestic. Now, the silver stocks have underperformed silver, fine, but still some of them look very ready to correct that misbehavior and outperform. First Majestic closed at new 52-week high, basically $16 right now. Next stop, 1850 is what I see. I don't really see too much resistance before then. It's also not asking too much. It's like 15%. That is a 1 day move, or a very good day's move, or a two decent days move, basically an average up week. Because I mean, what has it done then? Last week was very special, huh? But I mean, Jesus Christ. This weekly candle, and a lot of them have the same candle. It's like so good that it looks AI generated fake. But that is a 30, yeah, 36. I saw a lot of them between 25 and 35% moves. A lot of the silver stocks, basically the ones I own. And we're asking for not even half of that. And I think it should be there now to represent what silver's done. And I think First Majestic fits the bill. It's a cult stock. It should be very leveraged to the upside. So it belongs there. And I think we could do it. And it looks like it's ready to do it. The chart is fully prepared for such a move. And I think even if we go sideways or red, First Majestic will outperform overall. I mean, it could be like silver could be down 1%. And if First Majestic's down 2, First Majestic outperformed, because it should be down like 3.5 if silver's down 1. So that's the kind of outperformance I'm talking about. And you could even have First Majestic green when silver's sort of a little red. That would be those are like my best days where your P&L isn't crazy, but relatively speaking, the miners have outperformed. But this looks wonderful. And I think 18 this year, possible already where it is now is great. Next year, if silver starts to go to 70, 80, 90, then you're gonna have, yeah, here 24. Man, it should be higher at $90. Take out your calculator, check out the margins on all these silver stocks. It should be like, I think it's wonderful. So another one that goes all the way down, all the way up. Wonderful. No, I don't own Fortuna, but I'm interested. Let's go back to the daily. Fair enough. Yeah, some silver stocks have copied the same sort of the metals the last 2 days. Well, SilJ has the same chart. Fair enough. It's good to see Fortuna doing well. I think some of you still own it, so well done. CDE. Now, this one obviously has underperformed since the drop. I don't think it's warranted. I don't know too much about, the new gold acquisition. I don't look at the balance. I don't do that stuff. I look at this. It's nice and simple. And I count other people to summarize the company financials. I don't think it's a bad deal, the little I know. And I think it's going to become a monster silver producer, if I understand correctly. And I think, therefore, if the silver price goes up, this will outperform the other silver stocks as it's done this year during this huge move, completely outperformed all of them. This drop has meant that others outperformed recently, and actually CD is worth the least out of all of them. That never happens. But it's just behind her. Out of the four other stocks, the First Majestic, Heckler, EXK, this is just behind. So as soon as this starts to outperform, it's going to go up the ranking, and back to the glory days where it's top ranked and by quite a bit. And I think this will easily, not easily, but if silver keeps going up, 19, fill the gap. There are lots of little levels. This is a level 19, 1950, fill the gap, and then it'll be 23. And once you're here at 2350/24 close, straight away in the 30s, this 25 will be done like same day almost. This is so, 24 to 25 is not much of a percentage move. Straight up to 30 to slash 32. And that's a 100% move from where we are now. And that's what CD does. It does 100% moves very fast. And if silver starts to go to 70, 80, which is no longer a ridiculous YouTube thumbnail, like that's actually very possible. CD 30, just like first, all of them. Heckler, just like First Majestic, new 52-week high, new high of day close, actually better than First Majestic. If you really want to be detailed about it, you have to zoom out. That's always good. For me, it was 16, then it was 18, the next level. We're there. We could probably do that today, even if silver's red, to be honest. To be honest, so $18 is your next level, and after that, yeah, you're free to dream. Maybe there's something at 20, a little psychological, a little 1 or 2 days, but otherwise, 23, 24, 26, whatever, mid 20s, and just look how ridiculous that is. That's why I can't buy anymore. But yeah, look what happened here. I don't know how long that took. A couple of weeks, half a year or something. Was it? Don't know. 70s to, yeah, yeah, half a year, one. Now you got even more of a reason for that. Like we're more justified now. That's a retirable thing. That's really retirable. Amazing, ideal, no comment. Chart speaks for itself. It depends on silver. EXK. I messed it up. I was getting too dramatic. EXK, yeah, you got two sort of silver charts. You got the ones that made new 52-week highs, new highs, and those that sort of dipped to match SILJ. And I'm outperforming SILJ. I'm sure of it. I've been doing it the whole time. All of the ETFs. Here we dropped, filled the gap, closed near high of day. Fair enough. This is a bit weaker than First Majestic and Heckler, and it kind of matches CDE, but CDE obviously is underperformed in the last couple of weeks. But anyway, sideways up, new highs up we go. And if we drop, then we drop, and we'll see where support is without necessarily buying it. But this one I have no problem. If silver goes up, we're gonna take out 1050, and then it's that wonderful thing of zooming out to see what's next. And basically 1050, you may have a little after that, 1150, just above 12, 1220 probably, and then 13. And then this will be another one that makes a new all-time historic high and runs. So basically everything's wonderful. I think the miners have underperformed. Gold miners in the very, very recent last couple of days. But it's mainly about silver. Gold is just sort of sideways up with a bit of underperformance, fine. But it's about silver. If you're ever going to concentrate on silver, it's going to be this week and last week. Last week it got my full attention. But I think the silver miners, they either catch up because their margins and just their recent candle performance, daily candles, they've clearly underperformed silver, or it's an indication that silver is going to come down to match the miners. Sometimes the miners are predicting correctly. I don't know. But even if silver goes down, the miners belong higher, the margin. If you're going to do anything probably worth buying, I'm just holding. I like what I see. Um, I'm just holding, and I just think we're going to go higher. Medium to long term for sure. Short term, we've already had a nice move almost to 60. So I'm just enjoying this, I'm enjoying. I'm watching a couple of movies. It's Christmas, and I'm just enjoying the moment. So good luck and keep enjoying.